Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger and exalted Christ. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the extension of the Son of Man. I would like to greet you, brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. All praise is due to Allah. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Ramadan Mubarak. I hope everyone is having a peaceful Thursday afternoon. Due to, as best as possible. Due to certain situations, circumstances, and events that continue to bring the black nation to distraught, to bring us to a mindset of being angry, very emotional, very, very emotional times, as we continue to see hateful events occur pertaining to white and black. And I just want to narrate a little bit, and I want to kind of dialogue a little bit about, these incidents that continue to happen between black and white. And I want to continue in my attempt to introduce brothers and sisters to the Nation of Islam, to the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, taught and guided by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I want to continue to drum in my audience and the people that follow me, and the representation that I represent and strive to represent on a daily basis, the Nation of Islam. And I want to continue to share with the brothers and sisters how important it is that the Nation of Islam is present in the world, not just for black people in particular, but for all of humanity, how the Nation of Islam is so important. Now, the latest viral news that we have gotten is our brother who has been slain unjustly on video camera. It was live. I went live about it a couple of days ago. I made a post about it, and a lot of people have. A lot of people are angry. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are boiling over with anger, with emotions, with what's going on. And I want to continue to introduce you, brothers and sisters, to this book right here, Message to the Black Man in America. When it speaks about message to the black man in America, it's referring to the black woman as well. And in my humble opinion, I don't even want to say a humble opinion. I want to say it should be a fact now, because we have too much evidence that shows that the white man is wicked by nature. In his nature, he's wicked by nature. This is not an emotional point of view of where I'm coming from. It's not an emotional point of view. This is a fact, brothers and sisters. This is intelligence that we're dealing with. We're not gonna deal with emotion. We're gonna rise above the emotion, and we're gonna tap into the intelligence of the reality of God, the reality of Satan, the reality of devil, the reality of our condition, the reality of our history, the reality of what we see on an everyday basis, the reality of a corrupt system. How does a system get corrupt? This is the question that we must ask ourselves. How does a system become corrupt? Does it become corrupt just out of the clouds, out of the air, just boom, boom, and it just all of a sudden corrupt? No. Corruptness comes from the seed of an idea being planted from the mind. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say that we can't blame the spider's web. You have to blame the spider who made the web. So it is with the human being. We look at the world, we look at the injustice, we look at the corruptness of black and white. Let's just stay in America. Because if I can go abroad, I can go international, I can go all over the world with the mindset, and it's too much evidence that shows how the white man is wicked by nature. He is the author of the doer of evil. We have too much evidence. It's too much history. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we thank Allah for him. We thank Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for showing us and continuously to extend this knowledge and this supreme wisdom amongst us. See, one thing that's wrong with us as a people, and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought it to our attention back in the 1930s, that we fear bringing the white man to justice. We fear it may be a pushback, it might be a blowback, it might be consequences and repercussions for calling the white man out on truth. Being able to recognize him for who he is. So every time the black and white issue come up, it's been coming up before you and I was born, brothers and sisters. Everyone that's on this post right now, black and white issues have been coming up way before we came into existence. So now you and I, we have experienced our enemies by nature, our open oppressors, our open enemies by nature. You and I have been born into sin and shaped into iniquity from the mindset of the Caucasian. This is true. This is not something that, oh, that's an opinion. No, it's not an opinion. It's a fact. Because all we have to do is go down the timeline. All we have to do is go down the timeline with events, circumstances, situations, how they unfold every single day in America. Okay. Now, we've talked about these issues, black and white issues, countless times. We can't even count how many times we have approached black and white situations. It's countless. So therefore, when the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad revealed the life-giving teachings that came from God himself to him, God taught him the nature of God. He taught him the nature of the devil. Allah came and studied both mindsets of the inferiority black man in America and the supremacy of the white man in America. He studied both mindsets. Before he made himself known to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he was in and out of America for 20 years. Before he made himself known, he studied the mindset of the white man in America. And by studying that mindset, he knew, okay, this is where the slain lamb, the lamb that was slain, that was laying in a dead land. were the dry bones. Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises is due forever, he was able to recognize and see. Okay. Wow. This is the great divide. Here are people who are held captive from fear, their mind being chained up from fear of another people, not knowing who they are, not knowing how to speak their own language, a people who fear. So Master Farad Muhammad, he goes to work. He raises one and he teaches one the reality of the two, black and white. Now, I know some people get tired of hearing about old black and white issues and all this and that, but at the end of the day, we have to face reality. We have to face these problems that are not going to go away. These problems ain't going to go away, brothers and sisters, because you and your feelings, you and your emotions, you want them to go away. And before I go any further, I would like to give shots out to Brother Larry Rivera. He went live earlier today, this afternoon, and this brother had a great post. So if you brothers and sisters are familiar with Brother Larry Rivera, our brother said some things that was on point, man. Everything that he said, of course, was on point. But I think everyone should go listen to that live by Brother Larry Rivera, man, and really analyze that and allow that to soak in, man, to see what's going on, man, and to recognize the reality of our existence and the reality of what we're dealing with out of white people. Yes, I get tired of it too. I get tired of the black and white issue because every time we approach this, it's a very emotional topic, and it's a very emotional presentation that we have to deal with. And a lot of times when the black and white issues come up, the first thing that other black people say is, oh man, we always trying to blame the white man. Well, I'm going to continue to hold my ground and hold my stance about the reality of cause and effect. And this is what I always try to present in my attempt to relay across to the black man and woman in particular. Now, if any other people watch my posts that are outside of the black man and woman, any other race, that's fine. Doesn't matter, because truth stands alone. Okay? So, but my concern is with the black man and woman. That's my concern. My concern is with assisting the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in helping myself come out of this blind, deaf, and dumb condition that I've been shaped in and born into, and eventually help my brothers and sisters to come out of this as well. So a lot of time when we hear about black and white issues, when it's come up, see, you always get those that like to come and bring an offset to what's being said, to come and try to protect white America. And we're talking about black men and women that try to come and protect white America because of the fear of the way that we were shaped into becoming a slave, having the mindset. See, before you can shape a people physically, you already molding and you shaping a people mentally. You shaping them mentally. So when you break the spirit, when you break them mentally, now what follows after breaking them mentally is you breaking them physically. See, once the mind goes, the body goes as well. So now this is the repercussion. This is what we're seeing in black on black crime, the self-hate. Every time we see a black man, you ready to get at him. You'll kill his whole family. But now you have these white men that outright killed this brother on camera, live. But we'll march down the street. We want to march down the same street that he was killed. We want to march down the street. But let it be a black on black crime. Guess what's going to happen? You going to get their family. You killing innocent people that they know, they cousins. You're going to get everybody. Why? The question is why? Because it's a disorder. It's a disease in the head. Everything that's going on right now, brothers and sisters, this should show that what the Nation of Islam has presented to America and to the world, and in particular to the black man and woman, these incidents that's continued to happen should show us that our open enemy by nature is the white man. Is the white man. It's cause and effect. See, a lot of us want to talk about, but what about the black on black killing? Yes, that's happening. But I want to focus on the cause. Everybody always saying, oh man, we already know that he's doing this and he's doing that. Not necessarily. Obviously, we don't. Obviously, we don't have the correct knowledge of the reality of cause and effect. Obviously, we don't have the right knowledge. We keep saying that, oh, we know that the white man we was in slavery. We know this and that. But how do we know? Knowing is to apply. Knowing is to know, to be cautious, to be aware. So if we know and we are aware and we're cautious of the things that he's doing to keep us at each other's throat, then for us to continue on, it's a disorder. It's a disease. That's insanity. If we know that the common denominator is the wicked white man, while we continuously allowing him to be the common denominator, while we're allowing him to be ruling above us. Now, when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say that God is going to chastise you, why does the minister say that? And you got black men and you have black women that have things to say bad about the Nation of Islam. They have bad things to say about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That right there is crazy to me. That is really, really crazy to me when you can find something to say about a man, that everything that's coming out of his mouth is coming to fruition. Everything that he's ever said has manifested. And we're able to see this clear as day. We're able to see this clear as day. So you get people that say, well, why every time black people get mad when it's a black and white crime, and when it's a black and black crime, why isn't that talked about really? Well, let me say something about that. It's not that it's not said. It's not that it's not talked about or it's discussed or it's even brought up. But that's the effect of the common denominator of the wicked white man being the cause of our condition. Now, black people, it's time we have to get off of the division, man. We have to get off the division with one another. At some point in time, you have to come to a reality with yourself. You have to come into a common sense to yourself and say, hey, let me get off my high horse. You have to start accepting at some point that what you was taught about the reality of God, the reality of devil, the reality of our condition, you was taught wrong. You was deceived. If you're still in 2020 beefing with another black man or another black woman, you are continuously deceived. I don't care how much you say that you're woke. I don't care how much you say that you're conscious. If you're continuously allowing the black man and woman to be your enemy, no matter what the situation is, man, no matter what you're beefing over, she thinks she all that, he think he all that. You beefing over these things. Can't you see that the white man is the common denominator? Can't you see that the drugs come from him? Can't you see that the guns that we kill each other comes from him? Can't you see that all the intelligence of deceptive intelligence of the hate of ourselves, he is the cause of it. He's the common denominator. So that alone should make us look at our condition over and over and over again in whatever situations we have with one another. We should hurry up and disperse that. We should hurry up and decease that and remove that and eliminate that and say, wait a minute. See, the white man is very, very intelligent, brothers and sisters. That's why you have heard me in previous times in my lecture where I say you cannot underestimate Satan's intelligence. You cannot underestimate and say, well, you know, I believe in God. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. It's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's cool. But if you don't have the proper tools and the proper knowledge to understand how Jesus is your Lord and Savior, by Jesus being your Lord and Savior, it's not always going to be peaceful. When you say that you are a soldier for God, that's not always going to be peaceful. It's not going to always be peaceful, brothers and sisters. Just because you say that you want to live for Jesus, that doesn't mean to lower your wing to everybody and to say that I love everybody. No, that's the wrong teaching. That's a wrong way to even look at Jesus Christ. That's the wrong way to receive God, to say that you love everybody. Because God don't love everybody. Jesus the Christ don't love everybody. He had enemies. He has enemies. Natural enemies. So when we sit here and we look and we say, well, damn, you know, anytime a black and white issue go on, the first thing we want to do is we want to bring up something, and it's always a black person. We want to bring up, oh, we can get mad at white people, but why are we not mad at black on black crime? That's the first thing that come out our mouth, thinking that we're getting applause for that, thinking that we've said something slick. You ain't said nothing slick by saying black on black crime, because you're still not getting to the root of the cause of the effect of the black on black crime, of the hateful self. See, you skipping over that. You would rather stick on the black on black crime, which is a reality. But the question is, and the most important question is, that we must be able to master is how we got to the black on black, the effect. A lot of us say, oh, we know it came from slavery. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough, brothers and sisters. That's not good enough to say that, oh, yeah, we knew we was in slavery. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not changing the condition, because let me tell you something. White people are afraid. When you see this situation that we just seen happen, that was done out of an act of fear. When I say that was done out of an act of fear, it was done because the white man, he fears that he's losing control. He's losing control of his dominancy. He's losing control of his superiority. So he's doing these things out of fear. It's not that it's just like saying this. You know how you can see a dog, right? Or any type of animal. When you see an animal charge you and it brings fear in you, you're fearful. You're like, man, this dog is about to bite you. But what you don't realize is that dog is more fearful than you to you. It's fearful of you too. So the dog is really scared as well. The dog is scared of you just as much as it's producing a fear in you. So that's a tactic. That's a tactic that the dog or the animal is using, because now it's fearing for its life. It's fearing that you're about to do something to it. So now the last resort is to lash out. So this is what we're seeing in the mind of the Caucasian. The Caucasian population is decreasing rapidly, brothers and sisters. They said by 2050, he would no longer be the majority in America. Do you know how this makes him feel? He's afraid of this. He's afraid of this. How do I know this? Every black man and woman should take time out. This book right here is only $10. It's only $10, brothers and sisters. You do not have to be in the Nation of Islam. You do not have to be a Muslim to learn the reality of yourself. You do not have to be registered in the Nation of Islam to purchase this book. This book should be in every black home in America. Every adult should be reading this book and passing this book on down to your children and to your grandchildren. This is what singing songs and hitting tamarines and playing the drums and looking up with your hands in the sky saying Jesus is love. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. That is not what's going to change the reality of what we're looking at going into our future. Is it going to get bloody? Yes, it's going to get bloody. It's going to be lives lost on both sides. So that's what we have to come into grips with. Okay, hell, we can take each other's life without even thinking about it. A drop of a hat, we can take another black life like it's nothing. That's a disorder. That's a disease. In the mindset, that's a disease. When you can kill your brother and don't feel nothing, you've been shaped in iniquity, brothers and sisters. You have been born into the white man's mind. We have all been born into his mind. This world that we're in right now, these are his ideas. This is his system. We have been born into sin. That is what the scriptures mean. When it say that we have been born into sin, we have been shaped into iniquity. It's talking about the white man. It's talking about him. I know it's hard for y'all to understand that, and it's hard for some of y'all to believe that because you're still holding on to the European ideology on what you was taught on what Christianity was. You was lied to. Sorry. You was lied to, brothers and sisters. You was deceived. You was hoodwinked. You was bamboozled. Think about it. Think about it. Every time we have an intelligent black person in America rise up and speak for the condition of us, who always come into play? Here come the white man questioning why we're doing this. See, that should be something in you to give you common sense, logic, and reason, black man and woman. You should question the white man. I know the white man told you should never question God, but really he was telling you should never question him. So when you see him make a move on you, by your mindset being connected to a Caucasian Jesus, or to a even if a black Christian, even if you say, oh, my God ain't white. Okay, cool. That's easy to say. My God ain't white. It says right here clearly that Jesus had bronze feet. He had skin like burning brass. He had hair like wool. It's easy to quote that. It's easy to say that. But in your subconscious still, the white man is the God. And I know some of y'all might be saying, oh, that's your opinion, brother. No, man. It's showing our actions. It's in our actions. Our actions show that. We so quick we ready to march. We ready to march. We want to march down the street. Like Brother Larry Rivera said, his family. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be connected. We should feel that. We should feel that brother life being took. All of us should feel that. And one thing I can say is just going down my timeline, it's very hard to watch. And I can see a lot of black people. Yeah, we have our feelings pour out to that. Like, damn, man, you know. And to be honest, it's embarrassing, man. It's to every individual black man and woman, it should be some small percentage of embarrassment when you look at yourself in the mirror. That's blood on our hands. Every time a life is taken from our open enemy, it's blood on all of our hands. It's blood on our hands, brothers and sisters. See, the reason why we so emotional when it comes to seeing a black on white crime or a white on black crime, a black and white, dealing with black and white crime, when you see something like this, you know why it's so emotional? You know why it makes us fury? Because by nature, that is our enemy. See, a lot of us don't feel anything when you kill another black man. You know why? Because that's not in your nature, brother. That's a disease. It's a disorder. That's why you're not able to feel anything when you kill a person that looks just like you. Because you've lost the love of self. We've lost the love of self. We've lost the knowledge of ourselves. But when a white person does something to a black person, it triggers us. Why does it trigger us? Because naturally, he's not a part of the human family. He's not a part of the human family. He's the only human being. And a lot of us still like to support with that European ideology and say, oh, he's a human being. Is he? Is he? Or is it a beast in human form? Is it a beast in human form? See, we have to start studying more, brothers and sisters. We have to start studying more and quit thinking that we know it all. Quit thinking that we know it all. See, we have so many distractions. Look at what the white man is doing. The white man has created football. He's created basketball. He's created baseball. He has to create sports. He has to create entertainment. He has to create all these types of entities and these avenues because they are scapegoats for him. These are distractions. These are cover-ups for him to keep his true identity hidden behind entertainment, behind sports and play. See, he does everything that he can at any given time that he can to try to cover up who his true identity is. That's why they always try to use football. They try to use football and basketball to say, hey, we're all brothers. We love to play the game. We're all brothers. We're all family when we on the field, when we on the basketball court, when we on the baseball field, when we in the Olympics, we're all brothers. See, they try to use that deceptive intelligence through sports as something that we fall in love with. So when we see situations that happen on the outside world in reality, on an everyday base, the sports can pacify us to say that we're still brothers. But look at how the nature of the Caucasian seeps out of sports, entertainment, Hollywood, all these types of things. He can't cover it up because it's his nature. He's tried everything to try to pacify and try to disguise who he really is. But you can't disguise it. It's been white supremacy in basketball. It's been white supremacy in football. It's been white supremacy in baseball. It's been white supremacy in the Olympics. It's been white supremacy in Hollywood. It's been white supremacy in the school system. It's been white supremacy in politics. It's been white supremacy in religion. It's been white supremacy in the way we live on an everyday base, brothers and sisters. And you're going to sit here and get mad at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam for giving you the truth? The proof is in the pudding, man. What more are you looking for to go for yourself? What more are we waiting on? What more are we looking for? This is my question. This is why I say that the Nation of Islam is this is the most important movement that we have on this earth, brothers and sisters. I'm here to tell you. I'm not being biased. I'm telling you the truth. I'm willing to sit down with any brother. I'm willing to sit down and dialogue with any sister and show me what's more important to go up against white supremacy than the force of the Nation of Islam. Show me another force. Show me another intelligence. Show me something else that's more forcible, that's dealing with white supremacy than the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, guided by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Show me something. You can't. You can't bring anything else to me that's going to show me, that's going to have the power and the force and the potential to bring down white supremacy. You can't show it to me. I'm not being biased because I'm a student in the Nation of Islam. That's facts. So this is where we have the divide, the jealousy, the envy towards our own brothers and sisters that may be Christians or Hebrew Israelites or whatever your denomination is. You so caught up on the denomination. You so caught up in, oh, them Muslims. We over here, they over there. You so caught up into that. See, anytime you continue to have that mindset, you lose. Anytime you separate yourself from your brother, you lose. Here it is. We steady beefing. We got conscious communities that are beefing with each other when the common denominator is the Caucasian, Satan himself. Come on. How smart is that? We're not getting, how can we go forward doing that? That's why the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the more we continue in doing that, the more God is going to punish us. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan have already said, God is unleashing the white man on us more and more. Because what that's going to do is, it's going to whoop us into correction. It's going to whoop us to say, well, damn, man, you know what? Shit, man. How did Bloods and Crips start off being positive? The right focus was on the white man, knowing that he's the common denominator. He's our open enemy. We have the same enemy. How did the switch happen? How did the Bloods and Crips become enemies of one another? Why are we having to have every 2 or 3 years peace treaties? GDs, vice lords. Why are we having to have peace treaties between one another? Why? What's the common denominator of that? It comes all the way back to the white man, to the Caucasian, to Satan himself. Come on, man. Everything that we do, brothers and sisters, we have to start studying more. A lot of us say, oh, we know what they did, but you don't want to study. You want to leave it up to a few that's going to be real about it. You don't want to do your due diligence. You don't want to do your part. Because you just want to sit on the sideline and just watch and be like, shit, you know, man, it is what it is, man. You know, you want to get your popcorn and just and look on the sideline. But if you read in the Bible and if you read in the Quran, God said, I got something for you too. I got something for you. Or you think you're going to escape this and think you're going to be on the sideline when this is the reality of your generations that are coming? You know what? I heard Brother Larry Rivera say something earlier on his live that made a lot of sense that I have never heard before. The brother said, if you're going to be afraid to stand up to this evil, wicked people in high places, and you're going to allow them to continue to do our babies like they're doing them, your mothers, your fathers, your sons, your daughters, whatever. Stop having babies. Stop impregnating these women if you're not going to stand up and protect your seeds as they should be protected. Stop having them. And I understand how the 400 plus years of psychological damage that has been done to us, the 64 hidden years, like I spoke about before, the making of a slave. I know the condition is there. It's deeply rooted in our whole makeup of making wrong decisions, you know, making the wrong choices. I get that. That's going to happen. I'm a part of that. I've made wrong decisions due to my ignorance, due to the hate of myself. Born into sin, shaped into iniquity, made in America. This is what we're seeing, brothers and sisters. I just shared something with Brother Ben X the other day, and I shared something with my defense group that I'm in, a defending Farrakhan group that I'm a part of. I was looking at something on YouTube, and a good brother, one of our brothers, it was called The Different Dialects and Accents in Hoods in America. And what the brother was doing, he was flying to all different kind of cities in America. And he would just go out on the block and he would film brothers that was on the street. And he would ask them questions. You know, how do you feel about Donald Trump? How do you feel about the police? What is the most dangerous hood in this city? And you know what I learned? It's probably 19 minutes long. It's probably 19 or 20 minutes long, this little documentary. And as I was studying and I was watching this documentary, every time he went to different cities and different hoods, he went to California. He went to Las Vegas. He went to Dallas. He went to Phoenix, Arizona. He went to New Orleans. He went to St. Louis, Missouri. He went to Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. He went to Detroit. He went to Chicago. He went to Indianapolis, Indiana. He went to New Jersey. He went to New York. He went to Miami. Okay. He went to Mississippi. He went to Memphis, Tennessee. He went to all these different places. And he was asking black men. He was asking black men the same identical questions. And do you know, every mindset was the same. Oh, man, you got to watch these niggas out here. You know, these niggas out here get you, man. Man, these niggas out here, they trifling. These niggas out here, we talking from the West Coast to the East Coast, down south to the Midwest, and the mindset of the black man was the same. That is another, that's clearly substantial evidence, brothers and sisters, that our common denominator is the white man. It's Satan himself. That should clearly show you that all of our problems come from one source. It's from the slave master, man. We have a disease. We have a disorder in our mindset. Because we're continuously playing on their field. We're continuously playing in the system and the setup that they have. We're not, so we shouldn't have anything bad to say about the Nation of Islam. I'm telling you, there shouldn't be anything bad said about the Nation of Islam. If you want to have a moment of clarity, if you want to be able to look and see what the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan is doing, at least he is striving to do. It shouldn't be none said about him, nothing bad. Or any brother that's striving to wake up our brothers and sisters with telling truth right in front of the Caucasian's face. Exposing who he really is. He's Satan himself. He's Satan himself. So Allah say, okay, so you don't want to, you don't want to hear my warning. You don't want to listen to the Son of Man. You don't want to listen to my man. You want to continue to make excuses. Oh, they Muslims. Oh, they in the nation. That's your excuse? That's your excuse? Come on, man. It's time out for that. It's time. No, seriously. It's time out for using excuses, and then you take what the white man give you. You would rather believe what the white man give you. And you see all the things he's done for 400 plus years against you. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said we shouldn't trust nothing the white man say. Damn it. We shouldn't trust nothing he say. Why are we listening to you? You ain't never been my friend. You ain't never did shit for me. Nothing. But caused me hell and pain, man. So why should we ever take his word over the Honorable Miss Louis Farrakhan? Why should we take the white man's word over our brother? That should never go down like that. I'm just telling you. That should never go down like that. We got brothers, and I don't want to call any names because that's not what I'm here for. But it makes me very upset. We have brothers, man. We have brothers that claim to be so conscious and want to do the right thing for us as a whole, but then turn right back around and have something to say about the Nation of Islam, or have something to say about the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, what he ain't doing. You want to critique a man who the whole world knows, who's living in the most wickedest, most powerfulest nation in the world, and he's going up against them with the truth that's coming from his mouth. So those that are having something ill to say about the Nation of Islam, about the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, you're continuously participating in the white man's system, being shaped into iniquity. When we look at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, brothers and sisters, let me say this. This is what a free man looks like. This is what a civilized man looks like. I know some of y'all might be emotional about me saying that, and you might say that, oh, you biased because you a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No, man. This ain't got nothing to do with me being in the Nation of Islam. How was I able to come to the Nation of Islam? I was able to bear witness. I ain't always been in the Nation of Islam. I haven't always felt this way. I remember when I used to tote the pistol on the street. I remember when I used to look at dudes that was looking just like me and say, I'm going to kill that nigga. I remember that. I remember that. So what has made my mind transition? What has made my mind flip from that? I get on my social media, man. I get on my timeline and I see how we can, oh, that hoe ass nigga. That's the first thing we say. Oh, hoe ass nigga. That hoe ass nigga. But you let that same person that's saying that hoe ass nigga, let the white man come through. Man, we taking off our hat and everything. Oh yeah, how you doing? How you doing, sir? How you doing, sir? Good day. Oh, I'm fine, sir. We get to stuttering and everything. Fear, brothers. Fear. It's the fear of the white man. Just being able to see his skin, man. You see a white man, you automatically think he knows more than you. Automatically. White man put a suit on and walk down the street with a briefcase in his hand. You think he's somebody important. Oh, man, I know he got that money. How you know? God damn. How do you know that? Oh, I know he got that paper. Man, he got that money. Fear, brothers, sisters, it's fear. So, I'm going to continue to promote this right here. I want to continue to promote this. This is the most powerfulest. This is the most powerfulest force I've ever read. I've ever come across. This is the most powerfulest force, brothers and sisters, that I've ever read. This is more powerful than the Bible, in my humble opinion. Why is this more powerful than the Bible, Brother Winford? You tripping, man. You tripping. The Bible is the word of God. Yes, it is. But this gives you the proper understanding of the Bible. This gives you the true identity of who we are. This gives you the true identity of the reality of what you're seeing on a daily basis. When you're seeing this killing, this black on white, this gives you the understanding of that. Let me tell y'all something, man. The educational system was created that we're going by right now by Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was a president of the United States of America. He was a racist. Do you honestly think, black man and woman, I'm talking to you in particular, do you honestly think that the white man is going to give you the same type of education that he's going to give his own? Come on, man. We have to stop that. We have to get off of that. Do our condition mean anything to you? Do our condition mean anything to you? But let me say this to you, that if you answer no, it doesn't, it's all equal on one accord. Let me say this to you. You're going to get left behind. You and whatever you produce, if you continue to have that mindset, whatever you produce coming from your loins, reproducing yourself, you're killing your generation. You're continuously killing your lineage. You can't duck this. Why be put in a position to be forced to pick this up when you can humbly pick it up and get to reading it and get to studying it and start reflecting? Because our situations that we're seeing right now on an everyday basis, if you can't understand the language, brothers and sisters, of white America, if you can't understand the language, this is why this is going to continue to happen to us. Incidents like what we just witnessed. And this happened in February, I believe. That situation is just now surfacing now. But this been happening, man. But this video has went viral. So now we're seeing it now like, wow, damn, man, this is crazy. But you know what? That situation that we seen on that viral video, this is happening all over the world to every black man and woman, in particular in America. Right here in the cities of America, that's happening. Because let me tell you something. White people are afraid. Quiet as kept. White people are afraid. They're afraid. They are really losing their minds. They are afraid they're losing their minds because they know that the reality of their existence is on its way out. They already know that. So what did the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us? To learn how to understand in the Bible and in the Quran. When Satan says in the Quran and in the Bible that I'm going to take as many as I can to hell with me. What do you think that means? Do you think that means, see, the interpretation from a European ideology, from the interpretation that white folk gave us, we're thinking, oh man, we're going to go to hell. Satan said he's going to bring as many to hell as we better be good. I better be good. I better love everybody. I better be good so I can go to heaven. That's the mindset that we have. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters, to tell you. You're wrong. That's the wrong mindset to have. That's the wrong interpretation. That's the wrong concept. That's the wrong perception to have of Satan telling God that I'm going to send as many as I can to hell with me. That's the wrong interpretation. Now, the right interpretation you can find right here. And it's not so much of me promoting this book, because the interpretation that's laid in this book is what we just seen on this video that's viral. That's how we know that it's the truth. That's how we know the reality of cause and effect. From message to the black man. If I would have come into the message to the black man, come into the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, or the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan being the top student and continuously extending with a supreme wisdom, I wouldn't know how to gauge what's real and what's not. I wouldn't know how to gauge that. I would just be living. I would just be out here floating around and, it is what it is. That's the mindset I would have had. So I want brothers and sisters to stop shying away from the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because in time, the whole world is going to be feeding from the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The whole world. Guided by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I have to say that now. I have to put that in there. I know it's some brothers who don't acknowledge the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And there's some people that do, which I do. But if you recognize the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or not, remove your emotions when you look at a man. The caliber. I'm speaking of the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Remove your emotions. Remove your emotions and close your eyes and listen to him on audio. Just close your eyes and put him on audio and just relax, lay down, and just listen to his words. And if you have any type of common sense, if you have any type of heart, if you have any type of spirit, any type of common sense, logic, and reason in yourself, as a black man and woman, after 2 hours of listening to the voice, don't watch it on TV. Get it on audio or listen to it on your phone. Go to YouTube, plug your earbuds up, and just relax. Lay down, go find a quiet place. You can do it in the car. You can sit in your vehicle. And you can cover your ears and close your eyes to where it's just dark. When you close your eyes, brothers and sisters, and just listen to the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Just listen to the words. And keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed as you listen to his words. And watch your mind come to life from the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that was given to him by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That was given to him by a lying person, Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises is due forever. You know how you can see a movie, brothers and sisters, but before you see a movie, you can read the book? And what do we say? Oh, the book is way better than the movie. Why is the book way better than the movie? Because when you read the book, you're able to put your own images in your head as you connect the words from the book to your mind. But after you read the book and they come out with a movie, you will look at the movie and say, no, it was all right. The book was better. Why is the book better? Because you're feeding from the mind. You're feeding from your reality. You're feeding from your existence. You're not allowing no one else to give you images of what you're reading. See, when you allow someone to give you an image of what you read, it waters down your reality. You don't take the images of what they gave you as serious, and you don't enjoy it as much as you did the book. Because the reality of what you're reading is coming from you. I advise all you brothers and sisters, black man and woman in particular. This is who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the black man and woman. This is what I want you to do. Go listen to the Minister Farrakhan. Don't worry about the picture. Even if you go to the YouTube and you're watching a lecture and it shows him live in a video, just put the phone down. Put the phone down. Face flat, lay on the bed, in the car, and just listen. Close your eyes and relax and just listen to his words. And then come back and get with me. And then you tell me what you've seen in your mind. And as you open your eyes and you start to continue to go through life, you come back to me and you ask me, you come back to me and you tell me if it's matching up. The things that you're seeing, is it matching up? I promise you, you will never look at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan ever again the same. If you had any ill feelings towards that brother, you will never look at him the same. You will never look at him the same, brothers and sisters. And once you do that, you'll be introduced into him, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And once you're introduced to him, that's when you're going to know, man, I've been lied to my whole life. I've been lied to my whole life. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that if they don't treat you right, what makes you think they're going to teach you right? That alone should have us like, man, this is enough. This is enough. You will strive to start turning everything around that you see that's wrong with us, starting with self. That's the teachings. Everything that I'm telling you right now, it's not something that I came up with and made up. It's not something that I came up with. Everything I'm telling you, a lot of us on this live, we already know this. But to know it and to strive to live it and to apply it, it makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel like, I gotta help. I gotta do something. I gotta help my people. I gotta help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I gotta help this man. I gotta do something. I can't just live my whole life knowing I'm seeing myself and other people just get handled like this here. Brothers and sisters, listen. That what we just seen happen to that brother. Put yourself there. How many of us jog in our own city? How many of us get up and just praise God, all praise be to Allah, thank Allah for waking up, and then we just say in our mind, I'm going to go take a light jog today. I'm going to go do a light walk today. Man, I'm finna give me some good exercise. The sun is out. The sun was beaming, brothers and sisters, on that video. It was broad daylight. It was a good day outside. It wasn't raining. It wasn't, it wasn't storming or nothing. The man was just going out having a good jog. And from what the information, the intel is saying, the brother always jogged down that way. You thought that man got up that morning thinking that was going to happen to him, that was going to be his last day on this earth? That's something we should think about. Some of us have had tragedies similar to that in our own personal lives. Does it hit different when one of your loved ones is killed by a black person and one of your loved ones is killed like that by an open enemy? Hell yeah, it hit different. It hits different, man. It hits different. Even though the life is gone, you will have some people say, oh, it ain't no different. The life is gone. Life is life. No, I don't believe that. Because the black man is not your true enemy by nature. I don't believe that. This doesn't mean that you're not going to have emotions. You're not going to be mad at the person, whoever took out your loved one, no matter if they are black or not. But what I'm saying is it's going to hit different, knowing that your open enemy That was a hate crime, brothers and sisters. That was a true hate crime. That was, come on, like, that's the nature. See, the white man, he knows his nature. That's why you would never see, come on, brothers and sisters, in the U.S. Constitution. Really? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said we shouldn't trust nothing the white man say. But you got a lot of brothers that run around, a lot of brothers and sisters that run around that protect white people, man. They can see something wrong clearly. No matter if we talking about sports, no matter what are we talking about politics, no matter what we talking about, you always got a goddamn buffoon, or you always got an Uncle Tom, or you always got a someone who's going to come forward and say, oh, here you go using the race card. See, they planted the seed in your mind for you to say, oh, here you go using the race card. See? How can you believe anything they say? That's all I'm saying. I'm listening. I'm all ears. How can you believe anything that the white man say, man? Anything. All we have to do is reflect and look at our whole condition, man. We shouldn't be believing nothing he say, man. Nothing. That's just me. And it should be you as well. In conclusion, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. The Son of Man, which is the Messiah, the Honorable Miss Louis Farrakhan, he's already told us that it's not going to stop. You know, it's going to get worse. Okay, things are going to get worse, and what we just experienced, brothers and sisters, is going to get worse. So brace yourselves. I just want us to brace ourselves, man. But what I will say, to give us a little comfort, give us a little ease, you as an individual have the opportunity right now to start feeding yourself to change your mindset. You have the opportunity right now to start feeding your mind other than what it's already been programmed, shaped, born into sin, and shaped into iniquity by the Caucasian system. Okay? You have the opportunity right now to start feeding on truth. Because when you feed on truth, the more you see unfold, the more you will understand. The more you will understand, it's a spiritual warfare. See, when Paul said it's not about flesh and blood, you got to be careful on how you understand that. You got to be careful on how you understand that. It's not about flesh and blood, but it is about flesh and blood. It's not about flesh and blood because the idea is not seen. The idea comes from a spirit. The idea comes from a spirit of wickedness. See, you can't see a spirit, but a spirit is not independent of itself. A spirit has to be dependent. It's got to be it's codependent upon a body. So when you house the spirit with the body, this is when we can see physically. Okay, here comes born into sin and shaped into iniquity. All right? The root of the white man's mindset is that he is better because of his skin color, because of his white skin. He feels he's better. So It's not flesh and blood that we war against, but again, it is flesh and blood that we war against. Because how many of us have said that my skin is the sin that I was born in? That's a reality. So don't get it twisted and read something in the Bible and you take the European word for it. And he continued to deceive you and give you a watered down reality, which is not your reality at all. Your skin is your sin, brothers and sisters. And don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. But it don't just end there. You have to continue to dig for deeper understanding so you can have the proper understanding. And how do you get that? Again, everything I'm telling you, you can read it in this book. You can find it here. So in conclusion, final conclusion, I'm asking all you brothers and sisters, if you do not have this book, you can order this book. You can go to NOI.org and you can look up on the NOI.org website. You can go to books and you can order this book. It ain't number probably like $10. Or you can go to, you can type up finalcall.com. And if you pull up finalcall.com and go to books, you will see Message to the Black Man, $10. How many of us, you know, $10, we spend $10 a day on fast food. So let's not make any more excuses, man. Let's start right here. Let's start right here. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I hope you brothers and sisters have a beautiful afternoon, a beautiful evening, man. Thursday afternoon, evening, whatever. And let's think about it. Let's get serious, man. Let's think about it. You know, remember, your black sister or your black brother, that's not your enemy, man. That's not your enemy. And I know some of them are act a damn fool. And I know some people say, shit, yeah, a black man can be your enemy. A black woman can be your enemy. You gotta know how think for them, man. You gotta know how to think for them. You gotta know how to maneuver your way from around them, and you gotta play chess with their mind. You have to show them that you're a clean glass. A person who's drinking from a dirty glass, if they see another clean glass, guess what? They're going to think twice about doing something to you. They're going to think twice about messing over you, conning you, raping you, fighting you, shooting you, stabbing you. They're going to think twice about doing something to you, man. Because now they're looking at a clean glass. But if all they see is another dirty glass, there it is. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I go and I leave you as I come with much respect. I leave you in the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum.